obviously with us getting the flip, there's a lot of questions on what's to come. There was a lot of noise that came out over the last week here, written by a FSU beat writer, that Lester, that your biggest fear is Colorado. I called bullshit. I think it was a typical FSU move. You guys are just trying to stir the pot, typical, some shit Harlan would do. Just to kind of like make the news about you, to make it seem like we stole him back from Dion. You know what I mean? Like that's how it felt, that it was a creative story. I think it was an On-3 guy, so it makes sense.
It sounds like something Billy would do.
Who?
Like, Billy. It sounds like something Billy would do, like, where he like gets 7 commitments in one weekend. That's
an actual thing that's happening versus like a creative narrative.
So you got to create the news in order to be the news, baby.
Don't. That's a horrible comparison.
What are you talking about? You got to create the news. You got to create the news sometimes in order to make the news.
Getting the commit and then creating news that something that may or may happen just to like make you relevant is not the same thing.
Static, baby.
Hey,
static.
Y'all need to be quiet. Y'all need to be quiet before you give Newberg any kind of new ideas. Just be quiet.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Hey, comment of the night. Anyone who names their kid Harlan is stupid. Hey, take it easy on our boy Harlan.
He's our man.
Hey,
He's our
but
dude.
Let's talk, Steve. Let's let Steve have the mic. We rambled enough. He sat here for an hour of us talking Florida football. We can give him.
It is. We've been talking football. It's not just Florida football. It's football, and that's what we're here for. Look, in the Hightop families in here just going bananas. So by all means, look. I mean, we said going in, July was going to be a big month for FSU. I'll be honest with you. I did not expect that there would be as few decommitments as there was commitments. But look,
give me real quick. Give me an honest grade so far.
Okay.
Of what you expected and how it's been thus far. It's not over,
right?
But is it underwhelming of what you anticipated, or is it kind of right where you thought it would be, or are you a little upset?
I'd give it a B, maybe a B plus so far.
But you were hoping for an A minus.
I was hoping for at least an A, yeah.
Okay.
And that's with a JoJo situation.
Sure.
I'll talk about
the Abrams,
that.
you knew that was going to happen, so that one's that
right.
really,
Yeah.
that's
it's
a
just
wash.
bad timing, I think, for the month.
Sure.
For the month, and it's almost like Abrams, why you've been like this for a minute. Like, why'd you wait now?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Because
you know what? Because Billy knows how to create some static.
I mean,
so when Billy creates some static,
Billy does a good. He got a committee actually doing something. But
I see. All right, look, we're still going through a hell of a month here. We've got Charles Lester coming up on the 28th, which is just right here at the end of the month. There's also a major FSU recruiting weekend coming in on the 29th. They've got a massive event. All kinds of folks coming in. So Charles Lester is committing on the 28th and is scheduled to be in Tallahassee on the 29th. I won't put those two things together. However, I do not trust Deion Sanders at all whatsoever, period. So there is always a 70-30 chance. I'll do this. I'll give Deion Sanders as much of a chance as he does foot-to-toe ratio on whether he gets Charles Lester, which is about 20%. 20% chance that Deion Sanders can get Charles Lester. Look, I'm an FSU guy. I like Deion Sanders.
Keep it moving.
All right, KJ Bolden. There's still some static with this guy, man. I know everybody's like, no, there's no chance he doesn't go to Georgia. Georgia just had a decommit from a safety.
To make room for KJ
Bolden. So I'll put that at a sliver of a hope at like 10%. But he's supposed to be committing on the 5th of August. Jalewis Solomon, I'm back and forth with him. He's a linebacker. FSU is in dire need of linebackers. We'll talk about that as we get closer to the season on the depth issue that FSU is already dealing with at that position. But Jalewis Solomon is down to Auburn, South Carolina, and Florida State. He was supposed to be in South Carolina coming up maybe this weekend or next, but then switched it to Auburn all of a sudden. FSU looks like they're probably on the outside looking in there. Look, I mentioned JoJo Trader, and I know he's already committed to Miami. I'm saying his recruitment is not over. I know he's committed. Look, if Miami's 3 or 4 games in and they're
that's true,
abysmal. He's got some things that are keeping him home. He's got some things that are outside of football. I'm not going to go into it, that are keeping him home in Miami, and he's trying to stay home.
As much as I love that JoJo went to Miami, I could see that being a big flip for you guys. I really do. I think
that's a thing.
Just with how it's been, I mean, Miami it's one of those schools where it's flashy to commit to them, but it's also flashy to decommit from them.
It's a hard place to leave. And Miami's always been like that to the athletes in the muck and in like the Fort Lauderdale area in Miami. It's hard to leave there because the pressure around you.
They lost 2 big ones last year. They lost Rashada and Amicramani. So
they did. But right now, like look, they've got JoJo, and I'm not gonna lie. I think right now, LaWayne McCoy, a recruit for a wide receiver, a high-level wide receiver recruit for FSU, I believe is going to end up kind of I'm calling it right now, so everybody cannot just give me a damn hard time at 10:30 at night. LaWayne McCoy, the wide receiver commit for FSU, I believe eventually will probably flip and go to Miami. He's also from Miami. It's Miami kids just get so much pressure on them not to leave. It's like trying to recruit any kid from Alabama or Louisiana.
You're just stuck
you're
going
just
there.
up against it, right? But look, JoJo, I still think we got a chance with. There's still a season ahead. We have not had an official visit with him, and he's been in Tallahassee multiple times. Obviously, Abrams flipped. Any FSU fan that tells you that they did not want Abrams in this class is lying to you. It's not that we didn't want him. It's just
we already did this. You don't have to revisit.
But look, I mean, FSU has a massive event coming up on the 29th.
Is it like your barbecue weekend?
It's similar thing. We're just not calling it a barbecue weekend. It's a similar thing.
Is it when you did your little the water balloon fight last year? This is that same
something like that. Okay. Yeah, it's probably chicks. What's
your prediction for Jeremiah Smith? I think you have another multi-day visit. This obviously
he's coming on the 29th. He's going to be on the 29th. He was supposed to be in Florida on the 29th, and he's going to be in Tallahassee.
Here's worst case scenario here, and I know this is where like Harlan and you guys kind of get horny. Like you guys, look, I will say FSU, they're little mafia dirtballs. Okay. Florida, our problem is we can't keep a damn secret. If something happens, we have too many people that want to rush to the fences to tell everybody what's happening. Dave can attest to that. Florida State, on the other hand, you guys get news and put it in your little purses and close that thing tight because all of you guys have purses. And so look, there's a weird feeling that I have that they're either conspiring against everybody, which everybody being the non-FSU fans. That they're trying to get JoJo and Jeremiah because how do those guys split up? We always talk about package deals. I feel like out of the package deals, that one seems like, hey, let's go somewhere together and let's dominate. Now, they both could be number one anywhere they went. I think that's probably where their head's at.
Sure.
But if you lose McCoy, you lose an Abrams. It's like we're clearing way here. Don't see. Look at his face. He's trying to play this game, but he knows what I'm talking about. That's the end goal, that they land Lester, Jeremiah, and JoJo, which would be insane. Obviously, I'm hoping that doesn't happen.